there's a Ghanaian man who has been floating on the internet because he says some thought-provoking, or should I say, interesting things. His name is Councillor Lutherans. We've had him a couple of times. Once we had him talk about virginity. Another time it was handling a cheating partner. And now it's hair. He points out that having short hair is not fashion. He says that it's a shame. And I quote, it is ridicule and it's a disgusting thing for most men. Men, do you agree? Women, are you bothered? Join me as we find out what Esi Otchere from Ghana and Jabulani from South Africa think. You're watching the Chatbox with Ofeibea Sakyi-Addo. Stay tuned.
That young ladies are growing when they are supposed to get to the peak of picking up to become wives, then they shave their hair because they are frustrated. It's not fashion, it's out of frustration. Because I can't understand why you are growing and the beauty of every woman is your hair, not your breast and not your ass. It is your hair.
Thank you so much for accepting to come on to the first episode of the Chatbox. I am extremely excited. Are you excited?
Yeah, yes, definitely.
You're not looking excited though, because I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
So, you all watched the video with Councillor Lutherans.
Yes. I'm not sure what his name is, but yeah.
Yeah, you watched that, okay. What do you think about the video? Like, when you watched it, what was your first reaction?
I mean, for me, I think it was really controversial. He said a lot of things. I mean, I think he did say some things which made a lot of sense, but most of the things that he said, they didn't make sense to me.
So you agreed with some things?
There's some stuff which I agreed with, but most of the things...
Okay, I'd like to hear them.
Yeah,
okay,
me
no,
too.
No problem, no problem. Sure.
Because for me, definitely that video made me angry. Because being like a girl with short hair, like I was so angry. Because why would anyone think of saying such things? Like, what could possibly inspire someone to say that if you have short hair, you are less of a human being than anyone else with long hair? So I was definitely angry. Yeah.
I can imagine. Okay, you mentioned that you have short hair. I'm sure everyone can see. Why do you have short hair? Have you always had short hair?
No, I just decided to cut my hair to change my look because I was tired of keeping the long hair. Just very simple reasons, nothing complex.
Jab, would you like to see the haircut?
I do. No, honestly, I like it. I've told her before. I've actually told her before that I like your short hair.
You like my afro?
I actually like it.
You do? Okay.
I feel like Jabulani is in a very, very difficult situation.
No, honestly, like even some people know, like I prefer natural hair. That's my preference. Yeah.
You mentioned that you agree with some things that he said. What do you agree with?
So one of the things that he said is that it's not his own personal belief that makes him say the things that he said. He mentioned that from, I think, a biblical view or a religious view. So it's more about religion, from where he comes from. That's the belief. Yeah. It's not like he just decided that by himself. Okay. But if he just said that and he said, this is my own personal belief, I think he might have been wrong there. So because he said it in the basis of religion, that's where I agree with him. You know what I mean? So we can't judge him. We have to understand where he comes from. Okay,
but then if we realize he didn't start with the biblical thing. He started by saying what he thought about about short hair before he said even in the Bible. So do you think that his whole argument was actually really based on the Bible?
His entire argument was not based on the Bible. But the fact that he quoted the Bible, it gave me a reference to understand where he's coming from.
But so what about those people who aren't Christians and aren't going with the Bible? Does that mean that they look better when they have short hair? I mean, how does it work?
I think that's the flaw there, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because not everyone is Christian. Not everyone is Muslim. Not everyone has a religion. You know what I mean? So I think he should just say that it's more of his personal opinion.
Yeah.
It's more of like, I don't know, his own opinion. Because you can't force everyone to believe in what you believe in. We all have different beliefs.
Yeah, I'd just like to add something that, in as much as it has a biblical reference to it, there's so many things that were done back in the day that we don't do anymore just for the sake of it not making so much sense. Because how can I be marginalized because of the length of my hair?
Because the context we're in now is not the same as what was there before.
Yeah.
And there's this thing I want to point on. He says the beauty of every woman is your hair, it's not your breast or your ass. What do you think? Where do you think the beauty of a woman lies?
Hey, yeah. No, to be honest, I mean, the entire statement is actually, it's bullshit.
Yeah,
Excuse me, like seriously, it's just bullshit. Because he's attributing a woman's, I can say, you can't actually like say that, okay, a woman is a woman because of her physical features. There's a lot which goes on. You know what I mean? The fact that, is she a good person? Does she have a good heart? You know what I mean? Is she smart? Is she able to make good decisions? Is this someone I can live with and actually build a life with them? Can't limit a woman to just only physical features. There's a lot.
Okay.
No, honestly.
So do you think Esi's a beautiful woman?
Esi is kind. No, honestly. Like seriously, she's kind. She's beautiful.
What do you think makes a woman beautiful?
I mean, I'd like to go and add to what Jab is saying, that sometimes there are people who look physically appealing, like for lack of a better phrase, and they don't look beautiful because their personalities aren't pleasing. Like, it's not easy to approach them, or like some people can just like put you off just by like one statement, and that's not a beautiful thing to. And so yeah, it's more inward. Personally, I feel like it's more of an inward thing than outward thing. Although
I feel like you want to say something.
Like, yeah, I'll just leave it there.
Let me also point out this. He said that if you're married and you're cutting your hair, it means that your husband doesn't have enough money to take you to the salon or something. Are you like, I'm just wondering, why can't you, who said I can't pay for myself to go to the salon? Who says my husband has to have money to take me? What do you think, Jabu? Are you, when you grow up, and if you do decide to get married and you're a husband, are you going to be paying, giving your wife money to go and get her hair done? Or would you expect her to pay by herself? Like, you know, what do you think about it?
I think at the end of the day, it's her own personal choice. You know what I mean? If she wants to pay for herself, then it's fine. Let her pay for herself. I'm not gonna force her. But if she wants money from me, then she can come and ask for it. But I think it brings us to a point where we have to acknowledge that as a woman, you have to make your own choices. Your man does not have to dictate what you do.
And well, personally, as a woman, I'd like to put myself in a position where I make enough money to look after myself first, and then my family. Because in this day and age, I don't see why anyone should wait for their husband to give them money to. I mean, okay, in our context, educated, employed, independent. you know that kind of that kind of woman shouldn't wait for. But, and then
quick question though from me.
Yeah.
What if your husband offered to buy you a car? What would you do?
That is an offer. See, it's not like a necessity, like a request. Like, I'm not asking you to do it because I can't do it. It's an offer. Like, if one day you decide to take me out, okay, say we're married, and then you decide to take me out on a treat on you, of course. If I want to take myself out on a treat, I can do it. If I want to take us both on a treat, you understand? It's more about.
I get you.
It's about choice and request and offer, and it's just that's it.
He mentioned something else. There was something. He said, if you're watching this thing, if you can hear him saying this, and you know you have shaved hair, then you don't wear a wig and wait for your hair to grow. You know, it's like he's advising you. Esi, are you going to wear a wig and wait for your hair to grow?
Come and find me here. I'm even going to cut the rest of this hair off. Why? Like, that's all I have. Like, why? Why do I have to do that?
And I'm just wondering, thinking about this, like moving away from hair, sort of social media, the internet. You know, now suddenly you can say anything and put it on the internet, and then you're going to you could inspire someone, you could demotivate someone, you could. I mean, the internet has like so much power now. What do you think about it? Do you think that this is something? Do you think that things that we post should be regulated, like strictly regulated? Because people say all sorts of things. You know, I mean, what do you think, really?
I think it's all about freedom of speech. we should allow people to say what they want to say, because everyone always has an opinion, but that doesn't mean that an opinion is always right. If you're saying something wrong, then you stand to be corrected.
Part of freedom of expression, it also comes from the audience. So then, even after seeing this video or reading all these things about all kinds of controversial things, we also have the right and like the freedom to say that I don't think this is right or this is my opinion. And at the same time, it's up to us as the audience to use our discretion. I'm really praying and hoping that there's no girl out there who has cut hair who's feeling like she should like stay indoors for the next 2 months for her hair to grow out, or that she has to go buy some expensive products and perm her hair or wear a wig because of this video. You know, so then you really have to use our discretion. It's more difficult now because everything, like you said, everything's accessible. The internet, like everybody has these things. Yeah.
I would love to continue this, but we don't have much time. But to end, I want to ask something. If you had one thing to say to him, what would it be?
I don't know, man. I respect him. I know where he's coming from. But what I would like to say to him is that it's an opinion. That doesn't mean he's right, and that doesn't mean he's wrong either. But it all depends on where you're coming from.
So I think that once upon a time, what he's saying would be relevant. That time is not now. You know, things are different these days. You know, people can do whatever they like as long as they're not hurting other people. I don't see how my hair affects any other person. You know, so yeah, just not for this age and not for this time. Just yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Esi. Thank you, Jabu. This has been the Chatbox with Ofeibea Sakyi-Addo. Catch you next time.